Welcome to the Greater Than Business podcast, where it's all about creating an amazingly successful business without sacrificing your quality of life, because life should be greater than business. And now, here is your host, Courtney Bedore.
This is episode 44 of the Greater Than Business podcast, and today we are going to be talking all about your website must-haves. So if you don't already have a website, then this is the episode for you. And if you already have a website, but you're looking to spice it up a little bit and make sure that you have everything that you need, this is also the episode for you. So I want to get started and just kind of let you know that this episode is going to be specifically focused on WordPress websites. So I know that there's a lot of free builders out there. There's Squarespace and easier drag and drop builders and things like that. But I wanted to let you know that I strongly encourage anyone to build their website on WordPress. And the reason why I stress this so much is because right now, if you're just starting out in your business, this is when you have the time and the ability to actually be able to figure out how to do the basic functions inside WordPress. So if you've decided that you're just starting your business and you just want to get it online and you've used a simple website builder, and then you grow really fast and you're starting to scale your business, then you're going to start realizing that a lot of automations and fancy things can't be done on those free builders. So then what happens is you're at a point in your business where you're starting to scale, you're growing, and then you have to redo your entire website because it's not growing with you. So I highly encourage people to start with a WordPress website. Figure out the basics. Even if you're not good at it, at least you can look up YouTube tutorials, and I'm going to be developing a series on helping people to get their website started online as quickly as possible using WordPress. So if you're interested in that, at the bottom of the show notes, I will have a spot where you can opt in for our website resources. And once that's ready, you will be the first to know. So keep that in mind as you listen to this episode, that I'm going to be primarily speaking about WordPress websites. And if you are at the place of wanting to switch your site over, then this is definitely the episode for you. So without further delay, I am going to start talking about all of the essentials that your website needs. So first off, you need to have a navigation menu, ideally at the top of your website, but somewhere where it's super easy for your potential clients or your viewers to be able to see what it is that you offer at a quick glance. So you want to make sure that you have these pages on your website first. You need to have, obviously, your homepage. And your homepage it's a big one. There's a lot of things that you need to have on your homepage. So I'm going to get into that in just a little bit, but I want to talk about all of the other pages that you need. So firstly, you need to have an about page. And the reason why you need an about page is so that you can explain to your reader how exactly you are going to help them. And you need to have that about page so that they know everything about you, your business, what you stand for, as well as exactly how you're going to be of service to them and why they should always be coming back to you. And most websites usually have this page, but I've actually seen a lot lately that don't. And I find it really frustrating when I go to a website and I'm not seeing an about page, because then I don't feel like I'm learning enough about the business to want to invest my time or my money into whatever it is that they're offering. So having a very clear about page is key. Now, making sure that you are also using your about page to explain to whoever is reading not only about your business, but specifically about how your business will help them to get to the destination that they're striving to get to, and how you or your business is essential in that step. So it's not about you specifically and only, it's also about them. So you really need to remember that when you're writing out all of the website copy for your about page. And if you already have an about page, make sure that you kind of go over it with fresh eyes and make sure that it's not just all about you and your business, but also about how you can help your clients or potential clients. And you want to make sure that you're giving them very clear instructions on how they can work with you and what it looks like to work with you. And then also link that to your work with me or your service page or your courses page or whatever page that you sell your services on. And that leads us to the next tab that you should have on your website, which is obviously the stuff that you are selling. So it can be a work with me page or a services page or courses or here's what we offer, anything like that. But that page has to be on your website so that people know exactly how they can work with you. The worst thing in the world is for me to go to a website and I want to hire a person to help me with something, or I want to buy the course that they're selling and I can't find them. I know they sell them, but I can't find them anywhere. You need to make it very, very obvious for people. Because if they don't see it, then they're just going to go to one of the 30 other competitors and just buy theirs because they've probably laid it out very, very simply for them. So you're not trying to hide what you're selling. Put it out there. Put it all on a page. Every single service that you offer should be on this page. And then obviously from there, you just want to kind of have quick summaries of what those services are and then have a button that navigates to the actual sales page where the selling can happen. So letting them know on that kind of summary page and letting them know what each course is or what each service is and how they're different will allow them to make a choice. And then you send them to the sales page, which will then sell them on their decision. So that's super important. The other page that I think is really, really underestimated and super important is a contact us page, or just contact info. So it depends on what type of business you have, but you should always have an easy, clear way for people to get in touch with you. Because if they have more questions or they want to come find your business, then they need to know where you're located. They need to know how they can reach you. They need to know the best way that they can reach you. And it's just easy to have a contact page on your website, and you wouldn't believe how many people don't. And I shouldn't have to go digging if I want to get in touch with a business owner. I should be able to just do it. And contact us page is incredibly important. Now, the last thing is a link to your free content. So we talked about your sales pages and the work with me page and all of that stuff, but you need to have the ability for people to easily find your free content. Now, no matter what your free content is, if it's a blog or a vlog or a podcast or whatever it is that you offer for free, you need to have a quick and easy way for people to get to that library of content. Generally, putting that in your header menu is the best place for it. So put it there. What I like to do on my websites is have that page go to a blog page, or not really a blog page, but kind of a menu page that shows all the different topics of the blogs that I have. And then obviously the most recent ones are at the top. And then down at the bottom, you have a whole bunch of basically kind of the categories of all of the blogs, so that if I come to a website and I'm looking for something specific to a topic, I can easily find it. And I don't have to worry about searching and drudging through a whole bunch of topics and other content that's not relevant. But that is the best way to kind of give them access to the library of free things that you offer. And that is super important to have on your website, because by having a library of free content, then you have the ability to have call to actions at the bottom of all of that content. Those call to actions should be to join your list. So no matter how you want to get them on your list, whatever it is you're offering to them, if it's a freebie, a download, a webinar, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you have that call to action at the bottom of your webpage or blog post or whatever it is that you are offering. So make sure that all of your content has a clear and easy to join call to action. So another thing that you should have on your website as well, but it's not vitally important, are testimonials. Obviously, you want to have a testimonial section or a portfolio section, somewhere where people can go and see the work that you've done or see the people that you've worked with so that they can see other like-minded opinions of what you offer. So I get it that a lot of times when you're first starting out, you don't have testimonials. So that is why I don't want to make this a must-have page, but it is a nice-to-have page. So I just wanted to mention that. And obviously that is only going to help with your conversions to sales. So testimonials are great for that, but they don't necessarily need to have their own page. If you have a couple other testimonials that you can sprinkle in on sales pages and things like that. But if you're someone like a website designer or graphic designer, definitely have a portfolio page on your website so people can come and look at the work and the quality and the style and decide for themselves if you're the right fit for them. So another page that is not necessarily essential to have, but another nice to have page is a frequently asked questions. The reason why you want to have that page is so that people won't have to constantly email you with those types of questions. If you have a question asked you more than 3 times, then you need a fax page. You need to put it there so that people know the answers to simple questions that they have about your business. So whether it be the location of your business or why, as for myself, one of my main questions that I'm asked is, if I'm Canadian, why do I charge in American dollars? So put that on a fax page and then you can just redirect people to that page. And for me, it's not necessarily impersonal, but it's a way that I can manage the amount of random questions that I get on a day-to-day basis. And it just helps me to streamline my business a little bit more, as well as still serve people that have questions. And it's great if you have a customer service team, because then you can also just tell your customer service team to direct those types of questions to the fax section if it's something that constantly is being asked. So something to consider is setting up a frequently asked questions page. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be at the top of your navigation. It can always be tucked down in the footer navigation, but it's something that you should consider if you are getting a lot of questions related to customer service or your business or how things work. Basically, if you've got any questions about what I mean for this section, just shoot me an email and I will help you out with it. But it's definitely something that you should consider having on your website. So that kind of covers it. I kind of blew through those very, very quickly. Another thing that I want to mention regarding your website is make sure that it is very, very clean and easy to look at and functional, and make sure that it's responsive for mobile phones, tablets, whatever, but also make sure that it's providing enough information but not overloading people with too much information. So you've got to find that happy medium. And also make sure that you do have graphics on your website, but make sure that you don't have too many graphics on your website. So you want to have a fun pop of color here and there, but you also want to make sure that you're website is not just all images. And the reason why is because then it's going to slow down your load speed. And if that happens, then people will likely think that there's something wrong with your website and they'll navigate away and go to someone else's. So make sure that you take some time, go over this episode, take notes, and look at your own website and see what you're missing, see what you could add, see those little changes that you can make so that you're always thinking about how you can scale your business and how you can use your website to do that. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is this new push that a lot of people are seeming to navigate away from having a website and strictly building their businesses on social media. Now, I don't necessarily want to discourage people from building a business on social media, but I want you to consider that you need to have your own home on the internet. The reason why is that it makes it appear more professional and that you're in it for the long haul if you've taken the time to carve out your space on the internet. And it also allows you to be able to control your website. You can control the content on your website. And you can also make your user experience way better when you have a website versus a Facebook page or an Instagram account, because you can't easily allow people to search your content that you're offering on an Instagram account. You can't be posting like blog posts or the stuff that you would write in a blog post on Instagram and then expect people to be able to take action on that or to be able to search it. So if I come to someone's Instagram page and I'm looking for ways to build better Christmas decorations, then obviously I can't search someone's Instagram page to be able to find that post that they did 3 years ago about making phenomenal Christmas decorations. So, but on a website, I can. So that's a huge thing. And then another thing that I want you to consider is that actually there's two. So the one thing is when I search for a business online, I'm in Google, typed it up, and it brings me to a Facebook page or an Instagram page. And then I don't see a website. I don't feel like you are as serious about your business as I want you to be. And I don't want to invest my money in someone that doesn't take their business seriously. That's a big one. The other one that I want you to think about is what happens if Facebook isn't around in a couple years? What happens if Instagram isn't? And I get it that they've been around forever, but a lot of social media things seem to be the hot thing 1 minute and then something else takes over. Or maybe social media isn't the best spot to be spending all of our time in a couple years. How are you going to continue your business if you've put all of your eggs in that one basket? So don't stop building your social media pages. Don't stop engaging with people in social media, but don't just have that as the only place for people to contact you. And also, this is a little bit more realistic, but what happens if Facebook decides that they don't like your page anymore and they take it down and they ban you from Facebook? Where are you going to go? Where's your business going to exist? How is it going to exist? Don't build your business on a social media platform. Don't build your business on someone else's turf. Build your business on your own. And the best place to do that is a website. And for me personally, I prefer if you would build your websites on WordPress. And once again, the only reason that I'm saying this is because I've seen people throughout the years where their business scales and they grow so quickly, and all of a sudden their freebie website builder doesn't allow them to integrate anything with it. And you've got to create these clunky integrations and systems break all the time, and they can't actually scale their business and add in automation and all of these fancy little plugins and all of that stuff. You can't do it if you're building off of a free builder. And even a site like Squarespace has its limitations, and you have to involve a lot of third-party hookups and webhooks and all of that stuff in order for things to work. And for me, as someone with a technical background, it always makes my life way more complicated when I don't know if something's broken and I don't know even where to start to find how to fix it. Because there's sometimes 6 different integrations that have to happen in order for this one function that a WordPress plugin could have solved for you. So that is why I try to get people to build their websites on WordPress. And basically it allows you to grow way quicker when that time comes. And right now, if you're just starting out your business, this is the time to learn the basics of WordPress. You don't have to learn it all. You don't need to know fancy stuff, but learn the basics. And if you can learn the basics, then when you do grow and you get bigger, you can bring on people that actually know how to do it professionally, and they can then help you to scale your business. But if you're like one of actually many clients that I've had in the past, where your business has grown so quickly, and then all of a sudden you need a website, or you need to move all of your content from a free builder to a WordPress site, you don't want to be doing that in the middle of exponential growth in your business. It's just so frustrating. It is almost devastating when that happens. And it will take a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of man hours in order to get that back on track. And that's not something that you want to do in that moment in your business when you're growing, because growth in business can be scary and fast moving and a lot of parts happening. And that is not when you want to be trying to figure out how to learn a new system. And that is definitely when you're going to be wanting to put in automation. So keep in mind, this podcast is kind of based on automation because the company behind Greater Than Business podcast is Flow Automation. And Flow Automation, obviously, I am very, very keen on automating things. And one of the easiest ways to automate is having easy to use plugins and things that make WordPress not so hard to use if you know what you're looking for. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I'm going to be releasing some website resources that will help you to get your business online, get your business obviously on a website, and making sure that you have your own little space on the internet. And when I come out with this series, I want you to be the first person on my list to get it. So if you can, go to the bottom of the show notes, which can be found at greaterthanbusiness.com/044. And right down at the bottom of the page, there is going to be a box where you can sign up to receive notifications as soon as the website resource library is ready to go. So I'm super excited about that, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So that's about it for today's episode. I hope that you guys are having a great time. And as always, if you have any questions or you want eyes on your website or anything like that, please shoot me an email, flow@flowautomationinc.com, and I will talk to you again next week.
Thanks for listening to the Greater Than Business podcast at www.greaterthanbusiness.com.